think it's a great idea. It's one of the reasons I love going to Washington, D.C., is that you have access to so many of the institutions that are under the broader Smithsonian Institution umbrella for free. In fact, when I arrived at the Lowe 4 months ago, I was ardently waving the free admission flag, but to be frank, the numbers are very, very complicated. I think in a perfect world, the Lowe would have sufficient external support to allow us to offer free admission to all, but we're just not there yet. We are actively looking for sponsorship and or fundraising opportunities to provide free admission as and when we can. In fact, for our 2 exhibitions that are up now, one devoted to African art and the other devoted to the art of Haiti, we did in fact have a private donor give us some funding, which enabled us to give out almost 500 free tickets specifically for children and their families in the Haitian American community. As I mentioned, we have an endowment, and some of the funds within that broader endowment are specifically for the acquisition, the care, conservation, and maintenance of our art objects. We also have a membership program which helps to support the care and stewardship of our objects, and our highest level of membership, the Director Circle as it's called. One of the benefits that's unique to those members who pay $1,200 a year to be part of this Director Circle is an annual dinner at which they vote on the next major acquisition to the collection. So we're very excited. The dinner this year will be in April 17th, here on site at the museum, a progressive event. So we'll go from gallery to gallery and culminate with a viewing of the 2 pieces that we will have on site for them to preview and then again to vote. And it's an up or down vote. No matter what my feelings are, their vote is the decisive vote. I think the most important thing for anyone to remember when they're dealing with any class of art, any type of art object, is that it has to come from within. It's very important not to think about or worry about what the canonical response is supposed to be. There's something very interesting that happens when objects are put into art museums, and when we in turn as visitors go to commune with these objects, there's almost a fetishization of the object it's part of the process, and that to me is intellectually very fascinating. But I think as part of that, we tend to forget that the object that we are gazing upon is something that was made by a human just like us. So this person had bad days, this person had a fight with his or her spouse, this person had exhilarating days when they had flow, for example, and everything came together. And I think as a touchstone, whether it's a Japanese netsuke that you're looking at or a contemporary piece, to go back to your point, to remember again that this art is an expression of human creativity. So first think about how you feel when you're looking at something. Does it make you feel good or happy or sad? And then think about the images, the thoughts, the memories that the piece itself conjures up, because it's very likely that that first instinct that you're feeling is related to, if not precisely, what the artist wanted to catalyze within you. And then it depends on the individual. If you feel dissatisfied, like you need intellectual closure, very often there will be explanatory text or panels on the label in a museum setting. And if not, we all have our smartphones, and I would encourage people to do a quick Google, because it's amazing the aha moments that you can have just by reading a simple entry online about the artist, his or her heritage, little tidbits that suddenly say, now I get it. So, but again, I think it's very important for us to have that very personal response before trying to go too deeply into the intellectual side of it. Well, I have a crystal ball in my, no, I wish. It's very important to be fiscally conservative in arts organizations, and this is why endowments are so important, because they do guarantee us a certain level of steady funding. Even the yield of endowments, of course, can be hit quite hard, as we all saw in the recession of 08, 09, and beyond, but they do offer a degree of security that's absolutely essential. So bulking up our endowments, continuing to grow those funds so that we do have that degree of security is absolutely critical and one of my priorities.